Hey, welcome to the PittStop Show. I'm your host, E, aka R Moneybags. And we got the pit crew with us today. Got my man K Ego. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? You forgot the K Ego, but it's all good, man. What's going on? Episode 94, man. We here.
You ain't saying it, E? You ain't gonna say it?
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not doing
Yeah.
it. Hey, ever since we got back from Vegas, he acting brand new, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I see.
Tell me, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
Hey, and we got my man Jay every day. Jay, tell him what we doing the pod, bro.
Hey man, this is where we shoot the shit, talk about everything except politics.
Yes, sir. And we got our man, the myth, the legend, Daryl Chill Mitchell. What's up, bro? Welcome back, man.
Y'all know, man. I'm glad to be back, man. Y'all know I be grinding and hustling. Third season, shifting gears in effect. You dig?
Yes, sir. ABC Hulu.
Yeah.
That's what you
ABC
can find.
Hulu, baby.
And today we got a very, very, very special guest, man. Please welcome our special guest, a man whose voice has become synonymous with justice, accountability, and second chances. From the courtroom to the television, he has inspired millions with his straightforward wisdom, compelling life story, and unwavering commitment to empowering his community. It's my honor to introduce Emmy Award-winning television personality, former judge, author, and philanthropist. Philanthropist, always get that wrong. But Greg Mathis, aka Judge Mathis. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey,
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate y'all.
Welcome, brother.
And my dear friend Chill Mitchell, who we go back decades, and
Yes, sir.
unfortunately, is so glad to see you on screen. My wife won't let me hang out with you anymore, and so if this is the only way I can see you, it warms my heart.
So that brings to my first question, Judge. Hey, how did you meet my man Chill here?
Yeah.
Did you have to represent?
They brought me into the top crew in the country. I went searching. I say I want to hang with the top crew in the entertainment industry, not the fakes and flakes. And so I came up upon Bush Lewis and Chill Mitchell and Denzel and Bob Johnson, and that's been a crew. I've been part of the crew for couple of decades. They've been around for a few.
Dang.
Hey, that's a hell of a
Yes,
crew
sir.
right there. Butch Lewis?
Oh, yeah.
So you
Well,
had to-
it's not. Wesley was our protection.
Oh,
Yeah,
kid.
Wesley was the protection. Leon was the pretty boy. We had Leon in the crew. We got a crew,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly, yeah.
We show Tim Reed. When we show up, bro, they know we in the building.
God,
Yeah.
damn, Tim Reed too?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Chill.
Hell of a
That's
crew.
a good person to have when you're hip right here, though, because if you go through anything crazy, you got representation.
I got and more, but we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, you
We're gonna leave that alone.
You got three levels of reputation.
Yes, sir. I got 3 levels.
You
Three
got the
levels, bro.
feds, you got the feds, you got the police, and you got street brothers. So
There
you
it
covered.
Cover all bases, baby.
Yeah.
That's good.
Facts. Yeah.
So,
Judge,
hey,
Judge,
go ahead, Chill.
Judge had me cracking up because Judge from Detroit, and when I won the NAACP, they was calling Judge crying justice. Chill, you had gangsters crying.
Yeah.
Hey, no judge, my man. Your man won, Judge. Your man won, man. I said, Judge, boy, you had gangsters crying. I died. Yeah.
I'm an OG, and so the young G's, I appreciate them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to know how does a guy from Detroit, where you come from, become a judge?
Grit and determination.
Yeah.
And confidence, self-confidence. That's really, I think, my most successful trait. And sometimes people confuse that with arrogance. And those are two different things. Arrogance is where you have a false sense of superiority over people. I have a heightened sense of self-confidence. I have a heavy belief in myself, and I always have. As a child, this formed my mindset really for the rest of my life, perhaps up through today. And that is, as long as I can remember, 4 or 5 years old, my mother's friends would come over to the house and they would say, Alice, that was my mother's name. They said, Alice, this boy is so smart. But she would always say, but he bad as hell. And so I grew up thinking I was smartest person in every room because my mama used to tell me that all the time, or that her friends. But then I also had to live up to that rep. So I got a rep at age 5.
That part.
That you smart, but you bad as hell.
Yeah.
So those two things. So it's really about programming your children in many ways, quite frankly. And out of all the things that my mother did, that was probably her best, instilling the confidence in me.
Wow. Now, do you relate that to your children?
Absolutely. Yep. And it has worked. All of them, all 4 are professionals. 2 daughters are lawyers. 1 worked at the U.S. Senate in Capitol Hill. The other is a TV producer. So what I advise them to do as young people is find their skill. That's what you have to do. You got to find your skill. Believe that you can achieve that dream that you're going to use that skill on, and then outwork everybody.
So Kenny, you have faith. I got faith in you, man. You can become that male stripper that you want to become, baby. It's on you, man. You do.
What?
I don't know where we just went.
I don't know.
He put you out there, Jay. He put you out there.
That wasn't me.
No, that was K-Ego, man.
That's for K-Ego.
Yeah, no, he had a secret thing. He disclosed some information. He wanted to be a male stripper. I said, man, you can do it, baby.
Don't believe that. Don't believe that.
That's behind the scenes.
You're gonna wait to say this when we have like one of the biggest guests on our podcast.
I don't know what just happened. Where did we go left this thing?
I just want to give a man the confidence. He had the confidence to do it. You can do it, baby.
I'm just.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. This is
that's a lot of material to work with, but I don't know you well enough to crack on you with that. So I'm gonna let it go. But that's a whole lot of material, Doc. He puts you out there.
Buddy.
Hey, Judge, you can let it fly. It's all right. It's all right with us.
Wow. You with the home team, Judge, man. You can let it fly. You with the home team.
Wow, that's crazy.
I do want to ask this because I know you talked about your confidence, and then coming up in Detroit where your story began, there was a lot of adversity and things like that. Some of the things you went to. Can you speak to that? Then also, like, what you think was the turning point that helped you change your life as well?
Yeah, well, raised in the toughest housing projects in Detroit with 3 brothers, single mother. She worked midnights as a nurse's aide and then a few hours a day as a maid. And so I tell folks, unfortunately, other than perhaps 4 or 5 hours each day of the weekend, I never saw my mother more than 3 hours a day. And living in the tough housing projects, that left a lot of time for me and my brothers to get in trouble. And there was a lot of trouble waiting. And then there was a lot of peer pressure. And it don't help when you're light skinned. So immediately I had to establish a reputation as a crazy kid. And they used to call me Crazy Gregory Mathis because at 11, I started carrying a gun. Wow. Because they were trying to punk me so much because, you're light skinned. So I started playing crazy and everybody was scared of me then. And so I grew up in the element where it was either you're a prey or you're predator. And I didn't want to be prey. And so I became a predator. And victimized a lot of people, unfortunately and regretfully, and in and out of juvenile, most of them just overnight or 2, because things wouldn't stick, cases wouldn't stick. And then with my final encounter with the law as an adult, 17, tried as an adult for carrying a gun, I was there for 9 months. And my mother came and told me she was dying of cancer. She had just come back from the doctor and said she was dying of cancer, and asked me if I would please change my life before she died. She said the doctor told her she had less than 1 year to live. Wow. So that's, if nothing else will change you, brother, that will. Yeah. And so I got out, got a GED. 6 months later, I was at Eastern Michigan University on an affirmative action program. That's why I'm such a strong supporter. And From there, quite frankly, I went through a little 2 year transitional period. I didn't become a saint. You know, I'm selling joints on campus, little fraud, little
It takes
women
some time. It takes
business,
some time.
little women business, little this, little that. And so, but by my third year, I had gotten that all out of my system. And plus, I met my girlfriend, who was now my wife, and she gave me an ultimatum. So I left it alone completely. And then from there, I just grinded and used the resourcefulness that I had learned in the area where we had to survive, and outcompeted everybody. That's what I like to say, because I hear all this people talk about, even on the call I was on earlier today, everybody talking about we want the best and the bright. We want Harvard graduates. We want this and that and the other. So I listened to them for a minute. I say, I guess I wouldn't fit it. Y'all wouldn't have wanted me then.
That
I
part.
say, but those people y'all talking about, I outcompeted all of them.
Mhm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was the youngest judge in America, 15
Yeah.
years out of jail, and I went to a regional college. So my point is, that's what I like to tell folks, and that is you can outcompete anybody if you come from where we come from and you have the resourcefulness and the survival instincts. Them boys that is doing nothing but having fun and going to beer kegs and whatever else they do in college and young professional lives, you can outcompete them if you grind and you use the resourcefulness that you've learned.
Right. Because you can't teach that grit, man.
Mm.
You can't teach that. You got to
Nope.
have that.
You
And
can.
I also wanted to ask too, because it's funny. It's funny you said that. I always say, and we don't talk too much politics on here, but I always say for a person to become the president of the United States, you have to understand the trials and tribulations and temptations that Americans go through living below the poverty line.
Yeah.
From being poor to not having opportunities, to being forced to do illegal activities to make a living for themselves. I'm asking you as a judge, you know, I would want, if I was a person that may have broke the law, I would want a judge that understand all aspects of being an American. So did your own past make you more of a compassionate judge?
Now you stepped right into my next phase of my life in terms of post-college. I immediately left college and started working as an intern, and then was hired at the Detroit City Council down at City Hall for a councilman, Clyde Cleveland. And I did very well at it because I knew how to organize the community because I knew the community. So the most valuable person in politics is the one who could bring people to vote for you. And so that was a skill that I had because I knew how to relate to the hood. I knew how to relate to every hood by then, whether it's the streets or whether it's the suites. I knew by then how to relate to everybody, which is the success of my show, quite frankly. These years has been my ability to relate to everybody that comes before me because I've lived their life. Whether it's a street youth, whether it's a kid coming with a single mother in the projects, whether it's a family man such as myself, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's whomever, I've lived those lives. So in the sense of politics or beginning my career, I became valuable because I knew how to recruit and organize in the community. So when a council person or a politician wanted to have a rally or something, well, they come to me. I can deliver them 100 people by myself.
Mm.
And so that made me a valuable. When Jesse Jackson ran for president, they appointed me as the manager for the state of Michigan. Well, that was the only state he ever won.
Wow.
Was
Wow.
in Michigan in '88. Look it up. And I was the campaign manager. They chose me because I had just ran the mayor of Detroit's campaign as well. And so I was a valuable asset to any politician. And so those skills is what did that. Because when you're dealing with working class folks in Detroit, folks working in the factory, et cetera, you don't have a lot of elitists, if you will, that perhaps I couldn't relate to as well. But those folks, the average person in Detroit, that's That's who I am, and that's the connection that I have with people. And that, yes, so that's the way I was able to achieve success, that very background that I came up in.
So what I get out of that is, to those young people that's watching, skills birth opportunities.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to. Skill
Yeah.
set birth opportunities.
So what you're
You know-
saying is you're a good party promoter too.
There you go. I did party promotions.
Sounds about right.
That's what it sounds
But
like.
let me say, on the skills level, it's important that a child and a parent find that person's gift early in life so that they can help direct it. For example,
Right.
when I started college, I'm out of GED, out of jail. I don't know what to major in. Everybody says, well, they're hiring engineers, either engineers or computer science. Okay, fine, I'll be an engineer. Well, I hadn't even taken calculus in high school. So I get there in college, and everything is about calculus and science and etc., chemistry, etc. Well, I did horrible. And in fact, by the second semester of my second year, if I had gotten one more D, I was going to be expelled. So I went to the law library. Not the law library. I went to the college library. I took a skills test, and everybody should know that those are available. You can take a test, and it will tell you where your skills lie. Well, what that test come back and say? It said absolutely under no circumstances would you be a successful engineer or astronaut or physician. It said you would be a good. It said you would be a good social worker, I guess, based on the questions you answered. You'd be a good lawyer. You'd be a good whatever. And so that's how I made my choice. And after making that choice at a skill level that fit me, I never got less than a B all the way from undergrad through law school. Never got less than a B because I found my skill. Same with my son, and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave you with this on skill level. My son, up through like the 8th grade, he was a marginal student all along. Went to great schools. His mama was a school teacher, etc., and daddy a lawyer, etc. Well, it wasn't until he took a class in video, and he excelled, did so well, that he began focusing on video production. They had a studio at his high school. Well, he did so well, he went to one of the top film and television schools, Columbia, and he finished first in his class.
Wow.
He was a C- student. He got in trouble every time the report card came. Every time. But he ended up, once we developed his skills and put him in the right condition, he excelled over everybody. And been a talented TV producer after graduating. Worked on 6 shows, developed 2 shows, brought 2 shows to air on his own without me making one call.
Nice.
Oh,
We're going to have to talk to him next.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk to him next. Yeah, crazy.
So just did you to get in law school? Did you have to take the LSAT?
Yes, I did.
Ah, man.
Yeah, I'm always good at relatively good at standardized tests.
Yeah.
And so,
Nah, because I took it. I was gonna go to law school. I took the LSAT, man. It was well, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know why he did that. He should have majored in communications.
Nah, I know I probably should have, right?
How long did you study a day for the test?
All right, I didn't study as much as I probably should have.
Oh no, yeah, you got to put in like 5 hours a day for like a few weeks.
Yeah. That's why.
Judge, if you'd have known him back then,
yeah,
he didn't put no 5 hours a day.
He paid women. He paid women to write his papers.
I don't know about all that.
Well, now you got to pay. Now you got to do his tricking with AI.
I know, right? I know. It's crazy.
But it did lead me to find out something that I wanted to do. I love business, so I love finance and stuff. So that's when I got my MBA and stuff like that. So it led me to another. You got
your
place.
MBA?
Yeah, I do.
You got your
We're gonna follow up because me and Me and the crew, Bob crew, that's exactly what we were talking about, looking for folks in finance.
Oh,
Young people.
Ooh,
Young
I don't know about
people.
ooh.
young, but
Young enough. You young enough.
Young enough. You better make yourself look young.
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
You better make yourself look young.
Just don't
So-
take that hat off.
so how'd you? You funny. So hey, hold up. How'd you get your own show?
Well, what occurred was when I ran for judge, they dug up my background. I'd had my record expunged, and they had held my law license up before that for 3 years, and I had to go to the Supreme Court to get it. And that's what I mean by grit and determination. I ain't let them stop me. They turned me down for 3 years, various law committees because of my record, which had been expunged, but they had dug it up. What they asked me on the ethics application, they say, "Have you ever been convicted of a crime with an expungement?" You're able to say no. So I say no. Next question was, "Have you ever had a record expunged?" Well, there you go. Now I got to tell them everything. So they used that to hold me back. I won at the Supreme Court. That's why I won my law license at the state of Michigan Supreme Court, because of the contradiction in the application. You've defeated the purpose of an expungement.
That
If you're
part.
going to ask me if I had one, nonetheless, so I won my right to practice. And then 3 or 4 years later, I was still kind of mad at the lawyers because, they had held me back, and the lawyers are the ones that sit on the committees. And so I said to myself, how can I get them back? Because I'm petty. And I said, I'll run for judge. Then they got to come before me.
Wow.
And I had the clout because that's what I did for a living, run campaigns.
Man.
And so I picked out the judge who came down hardest on Black people to run against.
Wow.
Beat him by 20,000 votes. He was a sitting judge, had been there for 15 years.
Hey.
But I had I had worked in the community. People knew me.
Right.
And I had all the endorsements from the Black Power, the Black establishment. And so when I was running, that's the point I'm getting to. They came, the media, they were coming to all the community meetings I was speaking at, getting in people's face with the cameras. Did you know he was an ex-felon? Did you know he was a gang member? And some of the people knew. They said, yeah, we know. That's why we want him there. Because he understands our young people. And so when I won, it became a national story for a day or two. Former street gang member becomes youngest judge in history 15 years after leaving jail. And so Hollywood producers start calling and agents. So that's how it happened. And 3 years later, it led to television.
Wow.
Oh,
Hey, quick
yes,
question.
sir. Yes,
Quick
sir.
question. So once you made it to television as a judge, and we look at TV or television as entertainment. How were you able to keep the integrity of who you were as a judge and the integrity of your show? Because of course we know it's one of the longest running courtroom shows in television history. But how was it where we didn't look at it as entertainment or think that people start thinking like maybe the courtroom is fake now, it's staged and things like that? How were you able to keep the integrity and not, compromise yourself in that business?
Yeah. And I think I've done a mix of that. I tell people my objective and the way I approach it is, first, you got to entertain. So I throw some humor in there for people to watch. That's why they've watched me for 27 years now. And the other thing, informative and relatability, and meeting the people where they're at. See, as I said, I've lived every reality, so I can be authentic with everything that comes before me. And that's what I've been able to do. On the other hand, in terms of maintaining my integrity as a authentic, as a retired judge, a real judge who just happened to have retired, I express that wisdom that I gained as a judge. People notice that. They know, put it this way, my viewers can distinguish between real and fake. How about that? And I guess that's why I've been the longest running on television is because people determined that mine was a little more real than the rest.
Hey, hey.
And I equate you to you're firm but you're fair, man. I feel like you were, man.
Thank you. Thank
Hey.
you. Thank you. I
Because
like to have fun. I like to have fun on there. People keep watching it. Plus, I like to have fun myself. It's a fun job.
oh yeah.
So, like to have fun at other people's expense primarily.
so what's some of the weirdest cases you got from being
Well,
on
I don't
TV?
remember. I don't remember the weird stuff as much. I remember meaningful stuff. I had the case I remember most is the one where a young man, he had come to my court. His uncle, he was suing his uncle or step
I was
uncle,
just getting
rather.
ready to bring that up, bro. I
Yeah,
was just getting ready. I'm like, yo, that episode, boy.
yep,
I want to
that's what
come
I
over there and
remember
choke
most.
that man. Go ahead,
Uh-huh.
bro. I ain't
I
mean to
remember that
interrupt.
one.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yep, that's
Judge.
what I remember most. Yeah, he was. You saw it. He was
Mhm.
dogging his nephew who had
Yeah,
fought his way out the street gangs and moved there
Yeah,
with his aunt
I remember that.
and
Yeah.
I
looking
remember
for
that.
help.
I remember that
And
episode.
instead of helping him, he dogged him and put him out, put his clothes out. Here's a boy 20 years old, just because he didn't come in at midnight, threw all his clothes out. And that's what the kid was suing him for. And then when I expressed to the uncle, I said, "You're his uncle, man. You supposed to, he ain't nothing to me. He ain't my family. He ain't nothing."
Mhm.
Wow.
And that touched me because it was my family. It was, and he almost looked like that man did, who took me by the hand after I got out of jail. I didn't know what to do. I had applied for the army, and the army rejected me. And then it was my cousin who said, "I can get you in college under affirmative action." Took me by the hand and got me in. And you saw what happened from there. So here I'm seeing this. I'm saying that's exactly what happened to me. Fought my way out them street gangs, tried to turn my life around, and I had a relative who grabbed me by the hand and took me. Here, this young boy has done the same thing, and he gets a relative who dogs him. So that's, I just saw that contrast. I was like, I could see him and I could see me and him. So I was like, he could be me, not necessarily a judge, but had his relative been like mine's, he would have been highly successful. And the good news is, however, afterwards I sent him to community college. He got his associate's degree,
Wow.
and then he became a youth minister. We stay in touch, and now he's the pastor of his own church.
Oh man,
Amen to
That's
that.
praise
dope.
Big
God.
shots.
Hey,
Big shots, big,
That's
big
Yeah.
dope.
shots.
hey,
And
man.
I was
Yeah.
my next question. I was going to ask like, how do you balance accountability and mercy? But you answered it right then and there. And I see your compassion for the youth and for the young adults.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about your nonprofit organization, the Young Adults Asserting Themselves, and the Mathis
Well,
Community Center in Detroit.
you'll be surprised when I started it. I started it. Now, let me say this. So I go back to the projects after graduating, saying, "Hey man, I want to help. I just graduated from college. Let me help get y'all in college. Y'all should go to college, and you can get in. You can get financial aid." Well, this is some of the same crew I used to run with, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what they do? They pistol whoop me, rob me, tell me to get out of here with that white boy shit,
Mm.
and left me bloody. The same crew I used to roll with. And so we know that's kind of how that goes. You try some parts of the hood, when you were deep in it, you can't come back like an angel talking about you want to save everybody. We still in the deep. We still deep in this. So that's what essentially what happened. And so I said I didn't give up though on the hood. I said, I'm gonna start an agency. So it was after graduating from college. I said, I'm gonna start an agency because I ain't going out recruiting one on one no more. I ain't doing retail.
Nah, you learn your lesson from now on.
So I got a church. I got a church that boarded the housing projects I grew up in. I asked them, could I use the basement the first Saturday of every month, where we had career and personal development workshops. And I got professionals to come in and speak. I got tabletop displays of agencies and schools that could sign the people up immediately, employment agencies. So we started like that. And over the course of the next 10 years, we ultimately got an office and then community center. And all that was before I was judge. We just expanded it significantly after coming to television. But no, we've been doing that, and we serve right now. It has been for a long time. One of our focuses has been on reentry, trying to rectify the mass incarceration epidemic that they put on in the 80s and 90s. And so that's what we do a lot of: expungement fairs, helping place reentry, helping get small franchises for brothers who can't get jobs. So that's what we do now, as well as we give food and clothing giveaways and a variety of things. We got youth mentorship at the community center and various things. So yes, that's a big part of my life.
So let me ask you a question. Now, I mean, every part of your life that you done talked about so far, it's been adversity. It's been a pushback. It's been some things. And I know the grit, I know the confidence, determination, things like that, like, besides that, like, was it a time maybe you ever thought of just giving up and saying, like, just like even with that situation, you're getting pistol whipped, and, you know, we always say that, you know, you can't give up on the hood. We see things happen to certain people when they try to get back to the hood, so we tend to leave it, or, you know, just like you was almost failing out of college. Like, besides that, was it anything else, or it's just like that's just how you made? And then, or was it a time where you ever felt like giving up?
Never, because I've always felt I could beat anything that come before me. That's that confidence. I've always felt I could win. I don't always win. I haven't always win, but I always feel I can. So if I lose once, whatever, I'm winning on this. I've never felt that I could lose anything. Never. I felt I could always outcompete somebody, get what I want, however I needed to do it. And so, no, I've never felt like giving up. I pivot, work it at a different angle, but no, I've never.
Hey, man. So, well, I got a question. So, what's some of your concerns for young men growing up today?
Well, I'm more concerned with what's happening to them as rather than what they're doing, because in this society, if you say black men, this society rejects black men. It puts destructive stereotype against black men that creates barriers to our men, to our brothers being a part of the economic system here. And as a result, our families are impoverished. We have the highest poverty rate in the country, African Americans, because we excluded pretty much from the access to the best jobs, access to financing our businesses, etc. So what I would tell a young man now is find a way to fight against poverty that our community is still being subjected to as a result of the history that we have in this country, where they've always excluded us, and black men in particular, they reject us. So I say empower yourself, however you do it. This day and age, I don't know if it's college no more or not. It may be some AI stuff or whatever, but use that resourcefulness that you learned in the neighborhood to apply it to achieving your goals in society, and be focused on what it is your mission is. Stay focused and outwork everybody. That's my advice. But first of all, determine which direction you want to go. And I say go in the best direction that can lift you out of poverty. Make sure it's in your skill level. Don't try to go around being, like I said, an engineer. But find your skill level, use it in your community to uplift yourself and uplift your community. And that's how we overcome the barriers that keep us locked out.
Yeah, make sure it's legal too, fellas. Make sure it's legal.
Is that why community is so big to you? Just trying
Absolutely.
to down them barriers, because I see that you love giving back to Detroit, and like, would you talk about your hometown, and just seem like you this, like working with the mayor, things like that. Judge Jackson, just community is just that's what does community mean to you?
Well, it means unity. Uh, and I say that to say, and many of us, too little of us do this, but we're really all in the same boat.
Amen.
Muhammad Ali used to say, he made it most famous when he said, what is a black person with a PhD? What do they call them? Nigga. What do they call them? Street cat. Nigga.
Nigga.
What do they call Judge Mathis when they're at home and not around? Nigga. So we're all in this together, whether we know it or not. You can think that you're someplace being accepted by another community full-heartedly until you find out they're not inviting you over to the dinner parties like they do their other colleagues at work. Then you wake up. But nonetheless, we are in this together, and we got to lift ourselves up, and we can only lift ourselves up if we unite. That's why I say unity.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
And another thing, I'll make this observation, and it's starting to get me in trouble, but I'm saying it, and that is that the black middle and upper income folks, in many instances, have not did their best to uplift those who are being left behind. And I challenge them to do so. You leave a neighborhood and you don't return. You can return if you do nothing but go to the church that you used to go to and start a girls' mentorship program or men's mentor or boys' mentorship program where the boys are there because their mama's bringing them there and the daddy and the preacher is pimping the mama. So at least get some mentorship out of it. But my point is, when you leave, you got to return. And you got to return either to help rebuild the hood, however you can, or provide some type of help to the hood. If it's nothing but mentoring your niece, your nephew, or whomever, do something to benefit the community that you left behind.
Yeah,
And I don't see that a lot. In fact, I see a lot of resentment because I roll with these folks by the middle and upper income. I had some words yesterday with some of those types, celebrity types, who asked me, why you so attached? Why you done grown out of it? You still think you in the hood? I said, yeah, I am. I'm still in the hood. Every time I go back to Detroit and go to my community center, I'm in the hood. I say the hood are the ones who watch me every day. I say, you bougie niggas don't even watch me. I say, so no, I ain't trying to appeal to y'all. I say, I appeal and speak the language of the people that I love and that I
Come
want
on.
to help. And
Come
so
on.
that is a general perception, quite frankly, is that upper income black folks, they almost resent poor black people for being poor. They feel it makes them look bad.
Mm.
I'm telling you what I know.
But you know what's so crazy about it? You one stone away from being there yourself. For real, for real. I mean, people forget that though.
No question
They
about it.
forget it. You ain't
You
too far
want
removed.
DEI job elimination for being there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
deep.
Don't get me to
that
going.
that
Shoot.
that DEI stuff is real because my day job is government contracting and 8A small business minority owned. They are getting rid of all of that. Like
Yeah.
like 8A is basically for minority owned businesses to get sole source opportunities doing government contracting.
Yeah.
His policies got rid of all that.
Yep.
Yeah. Got rid
So
of
you know,
all of it and laid off and displaced or eliminated 90,000 jobs under that Elon Musk doze of
Yeah.
black women. And then later another 100,000 of black women, most of them clerical workers. Most of the women and most of our workers in the federal government are black women and doing clerical work. So they laid hundreds of thousands of them off. And so, yeah. And then the corporations eliminated another six figure based on the DEI reductions.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
they couldn't wait till somebody tell them they didn't have to hire black folks no more.
oh man.
yeah, we actually we actually had a guest on the show. She had a game in Target. And when they did DEI, they canceled her her
Ooh.
thing with the they put her game out the store when they did DI, man. It was crazy.
Well, I'm glad our boycott worked. They lost 7% of their sales during the time that we boycotted them over the holidays.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It does show that we do got the power. We, like you said, we unite and put out
Unity. And that's what W.B. Du Bois, not getting too heavy, but W.B. Du Bois, the Frederick Douglass and all those contemporaries, he said the talented 10th. That's what he was counting on, was the talented 10th, meaning the upper educated 10% of Black community would help lift up the other 90%. Well, we got 20% talented, 20. And problem is they ain't uplifting anybody. Let me tell you one more thing before we move on to that. There are over 1 million, look it up, don't take my word, 1 million Black millionaires in America. Over 1 million.
Wow.
Enough said.
That's a lot of guys.
million Black millionaires.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So, which leads me to
But it's an interesting thing, like you say, you got to start either with your family, your friends, but you got to help the community.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. On my show, my son is autistic, but in my contract, if I get a job, he got to work.
Wow.
So he a PA. He PA'd on NCIS New Orleans for 5 years.
Wow.
They loved him. They as an intern, then they came to me like, yo, man, we about to hire this kid. I said, do what you do. So then after that, my son did a role on my show because he wanted to be an actor. I worked it out, talked to him, made that happen. Not only that, you know how it is in Hollywood when it comes to our hair. They don't never have a barber for you. I went to bat. I hired a kid from South Central. Yo, he got 30 something more hours, man. He getting in the union.
Wow.
He gonna be unionized.
Nice. Dope.
Yo, doing my share, bro. I just found a kid. I'm like, yo, my man. And they put him in a program that they was like, yo, you got a certain amount of hours you got to get. And he got like 30 more. So once we come back this season, he'll have it. He'll be in the union.
So if those over 1 million Black millionaires I spoke of, if they just took 2 people, as you just said,
2 people,
that's 2 million more successful Black African American kids.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Just help 2.
Yeah.
And if all of us just help 2, we got 2 million more.
Think about
that are living above poverty and working in middle class lifestyle.
Think about that.
And the crazy thing about it don't take much though.
It
don't take much.
Gotta have a desire though. Most don't.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, and rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, but one of the things I remember he did before his passing, he had started this program in his neighborhood called Vector 90. And it was a co-working community that it was an incubator for young entrepreneurs to have office space to do what they need to do to make money. So that's something that he was pushing forward in his community. So like that's what I'm saying. Someone that touched every aspect.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah. Man. So.
Hey, I got a question. So if you could change one thing in the justice system, what would it be? I know it's a lot, but what's that one thing you think you would change?
Prison conditions. Inside, you're saying once a person has been convicted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the prison system, the living conditions, they treat them, they're inhumane.
Yeah.
They're inhumane, particularly in state prisons. And why can't all of them be like camps? Just have a higher level of security if you think that's necessary. But why are some camps and some are underground in Colorado or in Florence, Colorado, and in Indiana? Supermax prisons. Yeah. Those are inhumane. You don't come out but 1 hour a day. No communication with the outside world.
Nobody can live like that.
23-1.
Correct. And so that's what I would change. Prison conditions.
Yeah, now my father used to work in the prison, man. He's a come on, man. And tell me about stuff, whatever. And it was fun. He used to coach a football game in there. He's like, man, you want to come to the game? No, I don't, sir. I'm not coming today. I watch it on film. I don't need to come in the prison to see the game, brother.
You acting like the black people we talk about right now. Man.
I wasn't going to prison. Hey, he scared me straight though. He used to come home and tell me. He used to explain to me every weapon in the jail and what it would do and how it would. That's why to this day I'm scared of an ice pick. He said if an ice pick hits you. He said, man, it's like plug and play, man. They don't know where the hole is until you breathe and the blood come out. I was like, yo, what? So ever since then, I'm scared of ice picks. I'm scared of
football. Man. You're not scared of football?
I ain't scared of football, but I'm scared to go in there to watch football.
Let me ask you this, man. I learned that you also going behind the camera doing producing shows like First Lady of BMF and how did that come about? Like,
yeah, I've had a little successful track record, little known the most. Got a production deal with Warner Brothers in 2010, and my first show was with Keke Palmer. I was first to bring her to television. She had been in film. I got her a show, and then Judge P. Rowe, she had her a judge show before she went over to Fox, where she is now. Did a show myself, Mathis Project on BT. Then I got a 5-year hit that I still have, and it's Trap Queens, American Gangster Trap Queens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so I made movies of 3 of those Trap Queens out of the 40.
Ooh.
And we're shooting another season, which will make it a total of 50. Well, I'm about to continue establishing that series to movie franchise. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. That's what I'm working on now. But yeah, that came and the title. I did another one called Beyond the Pole, where we helped transform the lives of strippers who wanted to transform. We had a business and personal consultant. And at the end of the first season, the 6 strippers we had, 4 of them left the pole and began their own businesses. We had the business consultant help them. So that was another show I did. So I try to engage in inspirational programs. Keke was inspirational for her generation. Then once again, the Mathis Project, it was an inspirational show about me going into the hood trying to change lives.
Love that.
Then once again, Beyond the Pole, trying to transform lives. Trap Queens, trying to show people how they can transform their life after having gone to prison and been in the street. There's not one of those women on the shows that doesn't have an inspirational story at the end. If they don't have something inspirational as the ending, we don't take them. We're not just glorifying and sensationalizing crime in the streets. We want to show inspirational endings. So that was the objective there.
Yeah, I got a cousin, man. He's been in and out of the prison system his whole life, from a kid up until being an adult.
Yeah, he might have a family there by now.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to crack on you. You can tell him about crack, though. You go ahead and tell him about crack.
Hey, hold on.
Say, Judge want to know if you got a family in prison. You got to keep it.
So Judge, is that skinny cousin? You know it's chill cousin.
Exactly. I want to ask, which side of the family you on, Kenny?
Oh, that's my mother's side.
Okay, ain't on my side. That ain't on my side. I'm gonna make
I want to know why he keeps going back, and is he the husband or the wife? Why he keeps going back? Let's start there. Then we can get to
Kenny, find out that answer. Then we can ask that question.
It's the family. He gonna tell him you applaud him. Tell him the judge wants to compliment. I believe in strong families. I'm a family man myself. So I respect him. I got a lot of respect for him.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. See, Judge, I had to find out because me and Kenny is cousins.
I know,
We
Yeah,
cousins.
little
Hey,
man,
So I had to
man.
find out, dog, what side of the family on. You heard me,
Yeah.
Jay? He said my
Yeah.
mama's side.
Yeah.
That ain't my
He said,
side.
he good. I don't know
If
them.
he didn't say his daddy's side, I don't know how I threw my hands up. Nigga, I don't even want to know who it is. I don't
Hey,
even want to know who it is.
they got Negroes in prison walking around with pillows under their shirts. Swear to God.
Oh, shit.
Right, yeah.
The husband telling them, make them say you're pregnant. Make them tell people they're pregnant.
Wow.
Damn.
Hey, I saw somebody do that too.
I'm telling you.
And
I
look, the
know
dude,
you think I'm playing.
dude,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
the dude thought he had somebody pregnant for real though.
You gotta wear that
Man.
lipstick. You gotta carry that purse, that bag, and do hair.
Kids, listen to this,
And
kids.
do hair.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now, that's
Judge.
what the weakest have to do. So,
Hey, now you see why I didn't go in there, right?
huh?
That's why I didn't go in there, man. I know some crazy stuff going in there, man. I didn't want to visit. I'm good.
To all the youngins y'all watching,
Trying to say some people going there for that purpose.
Nah, Judge, that's what you said. Oh, man.
For people, I don't know what to say. I don't know what advice to give him because he's been in and out since juvenile. You know what I mean? And he just find the only thing I could tell him is to get out of DC. That's the only thing I could tell him.
Well, get his mind out of the same DC. In other words, you can't go back and hang with the same cats and y'all not on the same page. You're gonna have drinks with them, you can shoot dice with them or whatever, but you can't roll with them if you're on a different page. All throughout my come up, I still kept the same friends. My friends by the end of the 80s, they were all rich from the crack cocaine era. I'd meet them, we'd have champagne at the club, talk, kick it around. They go their way, I go my way. And next time I see or hear from them, either we gonna go to a game together, something of that nature. But I stayed away totally from their lifestyle. Didn't ask much about their lifestyle. We just enjoy whatever moments we have together. And then those who did come home, I've helped at least 6 brothers who did a minimum each of 10 years in prison. As one of the things I went to reentry at my community center because I had so many people coming home. And so they have to put themselves in an environment that's not tempting, or the peer pressure isn't there. That peer pressure is a mother. And that's probably what happened. He hadn't gotten away from that same crowd, and the peer pressure is waiting on him. And they're gonna call him a punk if he ain't down.
Yeah.
Cool. So let me ask you this, because we've been talking about the criminal system, justice, and things like that. What's the misconception or the big misunderstanding about law or the criminal system? What do you think that is?
That is fair.
Wow.
I think black people, for the most part, we know it's not, but I think general society, they really believe it's fair. They think that when people are convicted that they did it, and it's just they don't believe that a person can get arrested and charged. You must have did something. Those are the misconceptions, is that it's fair, and it's not.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, cool. Before we close out, I want to do a quick thing. There's rapid fire questions right before.
Boy, I'll be remiss if we ain't talk about my man getting a star on the Walk of Hollywood.
And I'm assuming I believe that was May 4th, 2022.
There you go. You hit it. All right.
May 4th,
Yo,
2022.
you ain't see it though.
Chill was there. Chill was there.
Yo, my man, he lived in Pittsburgh. He got a cigar spot with Smokey Robinson. So he told Smokey I was gonna be there. Yo, Smokey broke right, came to me, he said, "Yo, chill. Curtis told me to tell you what's up." Yo, dog, I lost it because Judge, they was all outside for Judge. Smokey, Johnny Gill, they was outside. Magic Johnson came through. It was heavy. It was heavy.
Man,
it was heavy.
That's love.
How was that accomplishment? How was it like just?
Well, I hate to say it, and this might be a little too egotistical and arrogant, but it made me immortal. That's how I felt.
Hey, man.
When I asked the man after they did it and revealed it, I whispered, I say, well, what happens if the earthquake comes and tears it down? He said, we're going to rebuild it. I said, cool, I'm immortal.
Hey,
Yeah, man, we can't go out without talking about that.
Congratulations to you on that. That's a big thing.
We campaigning for Chill to get his star.
We want Chill, so we can just be there. We go Chill need his too.
Yeah, we gotta give my man a star, man.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
Let them work it so they can pay for it. That's my reason I said that.
Gotcha.
There you go. Because I know when we did that party for you at Warner Brothers, that was what year? That was like, what you had? 15 years on your show or something?
I think that might have, where was it, on the lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Butch and them there and
everybody
the crew there. Yeah, that was my 50th. That was my 50th birthday, 16 years ago. 50th birthday, yeah.
Yo, we was outside. Then Judge had an after party. Yo, that was hot. When I say Sugar Ray Clinic walk up in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, you know what the thing about him, Judge, man? He is very giving. Like he'll sit down and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, yeah,
when he started talking about boxing.
Oh, man.
Yo, bro, and I'm like, we in the middle of the party. I'm like, dude, I don't want to tie you up, but boy, he was giving us some stories, boy.
You gotta see him when every time I'm with him, because we're friends. Every time I'm with him, I call Tommy. You know, Tommy is one of my best friends in Detroit.
Oh, Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, so I call Tommy and they talk shit to each other.
The crazy thing about that, my brother was a boxer, Tyrone, right? And he fought a guy named Virgil Hill. The winner out of him, he fought Virgil for the light heavyweight, but he is another kid he fought, and them two was the winner out of that fight. They fought Tommy Hearns, but they robbed my brother. My brother beat him up so bad, by the time Tommy got to him, Tommy just finished him off. But my brother was, and so I always do the same thing you do. I'd be like, Tommy, you lucky my brother ain't get that fight. Whooped your ass. Tommy be like, oh, please, Tyrone ain't had nothing for this. Yo, boy, every time I see Tommy, Tommy is that's the dude. Tommy is that dude, man.
Hey, I got to, whenever see Sugar Ray Leonard, I got a question to ask him. Because my father told me this story over and over. He said he was in a nightclub in D.C. He saw a crowd of people rush out to the back. He was like, man, where all these people going? He said, he go out in the back. It's a guy get on the limousine. It's Sugar Ray Leonard. And they had like a street fight. They said he knocked the dude there. He knocked the dude out.
What?
They put the towel over, went back in the limousine. He said like 4 months. He said like 4 or 5 months later, I saw him on the Olympics, man.
I will absolutely ask him that. Let's get it right. You say he was in the limo at the club, got out the car, got into a fight, beat the shit out the man, and got back in the car, put the towel over him.
Yeah. And he said 4 months later, I saw him on the Olympics, man.
I would tell him. He'll love that. He'll know I believe he got some street cred. You know, I'm always cracking on him and all these other cats.
He's from a neighborhood around the way.
He's from a real area around here, man.
He's from a neighborhood around the way that's a little dicey.
Yeah, a little dicey, little shaky around where he from. Yeah,
wait, from county, from Prince George.
Palmer Park, Prince George County.
Yeah, shit, I got carjacked in Prince George, or somebody tried to carjack me about 5 years ago.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
What part of Prince George was you in? You remember where you were?
Nope, it was a little plaza, but they said it was a tough area, and I shouldn't even went over there. But but the people I was with, they were about that, and
got you.
That's kind of what they got. The guys who were carjacking got the bad end of it. I'll just say that.
Oh man.
Before we get out of here, Judge, I want to do like some quick questions with you, real quick, rapid fire questions. Get right through it. So, one word that describes Detroit.
Tough.
Your favorite book.
Autobiography of Malcolm X.
Best advice you ever received.
Stay strong, keep the faith.
One habit that changed your life.
My mother telling me she was going to die in 12 months. Please change your life.
A quote you live by.
What's that?
A quote you live by.
It's advice typically, and that is be confident in yourself, find your gift, and outwork everybody.
One person living or deceased you would love to have dinner with.
Nelson Mandela.
Your favorite family tradition.
Christmas travel.
What's something people always get wrong about you?
That there's a lot of people don't know about me. what people don't know about me is people don't know about me is that I'm confrontational sometimes.
Okay.
I
What
don't
makes
know
you
why
laugh the
I don't
most?
seem like this is not surprising. I'm surprised by that. I don't know why.
What makes you laugh the most?
Huh?
What makes you laugh the most?
Talking about people behind their back while they in front of me. While they in front of me talking about me, somebody. Let me give you the best example of that. Then I know y'all got to go. But, Jesse Jackson became my political mentor. And so about 10 years ago, we were doing this march in Flint because of the poison water. And we were marching to get the pipes repaired. So we on stage, and there's a councilman in Flint. He had a reputation as an alcoholic. Me and Reverend didn't know, but he had been in jail overnight. And he showed up at the march, and we on stage, we all standing there. And the man looked like an alcoholic, shriveled up a little. And so we speaking about the water crisis. Reverend looks over at me. He said, that nigga look like he been drinking that water. So that's the type of I was with my goddaughter, who's the mayor of Detroit now. Thanks, Jill, for your help.
Yeah. Yes,
my
sir.
goddaughter, who's the mayor of Detroit, we were doing Juneteenth, and she and I were sitting together, and she got up and moved to the other side because I had her laughing at people. So that's how I get fun, laughing at people behind their back while I'm there.
Oh man.
What's
That's y'all judge crazy. That's crazy.
What's next for Judge Greg Mathis?
Huh?
What's next for Judge Greg Mathis?
Helping empower Black folks economically.
Amen.
Love it.
Amen.
So before we get out of there, hey Judge, we got a thing called a victory lap. The victory lap, we come to the end of the show, man. So will you give somebody a jewel or piece of advice to live by? What's your victory lap?
Piece of advice that I would live by is, it's what we've been saying all along, and that's don't let
you can reiterate.
Anybody break your confidence. It's about confidence and believing you can win. And even if you lose, believe you can win the next one. Every time you lose, believe you're gonna win the next one, and you'll win more than you'll lose.
Amen.
That's the name. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Believe you go win the next one.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Mr. Mathis, we appreciate you for coming to the show, man. Thanks for coming to the Pit Stop, man. We definitely appreciate you for joining us and spending your time with us, man.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Y'all my guys.
Hey,
Judge Mathis here, and you're watching the PittStop Podcast.
Hey, here we go.
There we go.
My man.
Thank you, man.
Man, appreciate you,
Love y'all, man.
Hey, Kenny, tell them where they can find us at, bro.
Hey, man, y'all can find us at Apple, Spotify, YouTube, at the PittStop Podcast. That's DAPITTSTOP.
That ain't it.
Oh, just look at the bottom of my damn and then you'll know how to find us at the PittStop Podcast. Check us out. YouTube, Apple, Spotify.
Hey, man, it's the Pit Stop Podcast. Hey, shout out to Judge Mathis. Thanks for coming through, brother.
Yo,
hey,
big business,
pleasure,
man.
fellas.
Big business.
Good episode, man. The Pit Stop Podcast. We out.